I teased the futuristic nature of this episode. We're going to do 3 consecutive futures check-ins next. We'll start in the league we have already started in, the NBA. Do you want to just pull this up on site and sort of go through this together?
Yeah, might as well. Let me find the futures real quick and bring these up. Here we go. Yeah, so obviously you got the Thunder favored, big surprise. Yeah, almost fair odds though, roughly 40.6% plus 130, not very far off. 150 would be fair at 40%, so that's pretty much spot on. And then you have the Cavs and the Knicks are about fair at their spots here, 6.5%, 6.1%, both at plus 1,400. Then the Celtics, 5.9% plus 1,600. They're up from about 1.8% preseason and down from plus 5,000. We talked about them before the season. We talked about them in a quick little check-in a week or so ago. So little sleeping juggernaut, maybe the Celtics here. I'm glad we got a piece of them early on at those big odds. Hopefully they'll at least be in the running come late. Value-wise, the Nuggets, that's why I skipped over them, by the way, plus 600 at 16%. They'd be fair at plus 525, so a little bit of value here. They stayed afloat without issues, really, while Jokic missed a month. Lately, some ups and downs. They lost 5 of their last 10. Not overly concerning for a team this good with this type of pedigree, a team that's won a championship recently, but they were all to contenders, the Cavs, the Knicks, the Pistons twice, the Thunder. So, this team, I imagine, will be competitive in any 7-game series, but felt a little notable to see them heading into the break, struggling against teams that, they would face in the playoffs or in the finals potentially.
Yeah, I can see that. Great call by you on the Celtics way back when we just did a quick check-in, because that
the model, man.
Yeah, it was all the model, but it was also you identifying it. Sometimes you got to know how to use the weapon, Dave, and you use
That's
the
true.
weapon to its fullest.
That's true.
With the Thunder, how do you personally feel at this? I mean, they're such a sizable favorite for good reason, or even just with probabilities from the model, like more than double the second most likely champion here, but at the same time, not exactly a value bet at plus 130 at 41%. Like, how do you personally feel on it? Would you play them at plus money now or no?
I don't like it. I feel like this is a Dodgers situation where I was staring at them all season, plus 230, plus 250, and I'm like, it's disgusting. I can't do that. Anything can happen. Shohei gets hurt. Freddie Freeman gets hurt. They just have a bad series. We've seen good teams lose, especially in baseball all the time. And then they go on and they win. And it was basically no issues for him. And you're like, well, I wish I did get a piece of that, especially if you're investing in other teams. It's not always the worst to know, like, hey, if the favorite wins, I'll break even on my other futures bets that I've invested in. It does suck to have really good value watching it miss by the favorite, you get the Scotty Scheffler winning when you've got a guy who finishes in second type stuff, and can't really bet the runner up. So, I don't like it at all. I wouldn't fault anyone for betting it. It's plus money on a team that is very excellent. No longer looks unbeatable like they did earlier in the season. Slipped quite a bit over the last month or so.
Yeah.
But, that doesn't really mean much getting into the finals. I mean, I'll point it out later, but you're looking at every team that can actually win the finals right here on the screen, and it's not even about a third of the league. So, yeah, no concrete take from me, unfortunately. I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, like, with their current form, maybe you wait and hope they have more hiccups into March and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this gets closer to 2-1. They're so clearly the best team here. I mean, I can talk myself into a couple threats in the West to possibly chase them down. I think the East is just a mess right now. It honestly reminds me of the AFC in the NFL landscape that we came through. It's like somebody's got to make the finals. Who will it be? But I don't know. I will point this out, and this is on site with Dimers as well. We also have futures percentages and edges for winning the conference instead of just winning the overall championship. And, you know, a 50.5% probability that the Thunder win the West at -125 odds. I'd have to do the mental math on this, but that feels closer to fair at first glance than, I don't know, +130 at a 40%. Maybe I'm doing the math wrong on that though, Dave.
It should be a shade shorter than even money. So it's probably like -102, -103 for fair here. You know, so, but look at that. I mean, they had 10% less to win it all than they are to win the West. Like, you know, most of these teams, it's roughly double or so, I guess, to win the conference compared to the championship. The Nuggets are about 6% less, so maybe not quite there, but it's huge. They are really just a juggernaut, tier above everybody else. But it's hard to go back to back. It's not, wouldn't surprise me if somebody else wins. Doesn't surprise me. That's why our value is really in the West, because they're eating such a big chunk of that with the Nuggets. Then down here with the Timberwolves, 3% at +3,500. Little edge here, fair would be +3,200. But, you know, they played a fairly easy schedule by comparison. Bit of a 5-game losing streak recently. Losses to less than impressive teams as well, like the Jazz, Bulls, and Pelicans. Just not really sure that's a team that could win a 7-game series against the best of the West, but it's a price worth looking at, according to the edge anyway. I'll say our model definitely has a sort of a soft spot for the Timberwolves. It's not the first time, maybe the past couple years, I've seen a little bit of an edge on them. Though they got close. What was it? The year they lost to the Mavs in the Western Conference Finals, I think. Was that the Nuggets maybe? But they've gotten close. They're talented. They'll be there in the playoffs. But I don't know if they're winning a 7-game series against the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Spurs.
Yeah. The Timberwolves are maybe my favorite team to root for to get over the hump. I've been doing it for 2 years, and look, they haven't, so it's probably going to bite me again. But even just seeing a small edge there is enough for me to consider getting a futures ticket in hand with Minnesota. I just love Anthony Edwards, and I think in postseason time, the same way I felt about quarterbacks in the NFL playoffs, I like betting the guy I trust the most in a big game setting. And as sort of the LeBron era comes to a close, I think Anthony Edwards has a chance to be that guy in the backcourt in the league. So, all right, there's a good landscape there. I guess the conclusion here from NBA right now would be, if you feel strongly about it, Nuggets and Timberwolves may be worth a shot at their current odds. Other than that, let's hold until future notice. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. If you're looking for value, they're the ones with it. Fair odds about Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, and pretty much everyone in the East is around fair. We're a little short on the Pistons, so you can't really go wrong if you just have a favorite. All pretty similar probabilities by the model as well. So yeah, Nuggets, Timberwolves. Otherwise, just hold off from a value perspective.